Hello, my name is Teemu Ropponen and I work as the General Manager of MyData Global, a non-profit working worldwide to give individuals control over their personal data. I'd like to extend my thanks and congratulations to K-Data and all of the organizers of the MyData Conference 2020. It's a pleasure to be here with you, even by video, again now for the second year. I was in Korea last year about this time of the year, and that was in fact one of the personal highlights of the year. I was in Korea for the first time, and I was lucky to meet many great organizations. In addition to K-Data, some of the companies who are working for personal data, LG, SK Telecom, and many others. Greetings to all of you, and it is truly a bummer that we cannot meet again this year. So let's see, let's look back what has happened in 1 year in the spirit or in the realm of MyData during this time. Of course, MyData has gained a lot of ground. It has gained a lot of ground in Korea. It has gained a lot of ground in Finland, in my home country, in Europe, and worldwide. The MyData Korea Hub last year, this time, was a handful of people starting to work together. Now it is a lively group of a couple dozen companies and nearly 100 people in Korea working, collaborating together. Just as important as working in Korea is, of course, working worldwide. And we are happy to see that personal data, and specifically MyData, is once again one key element in European data policies. You may be aware, last February, the European Commission published its data strategy. In that data strategy, many interesting things are mentioned, among them MyData as one promising initiative that empowers individuals and paves the way for better digital services in fields of finance, in the fields of public services, in the field of climate change and the green movement, in transportation and mobility, and so on. Now the European Commission is doing further work based on that strategy. There are some very key regulations that are being in development, namely the Data Governance Act, Digital Services Act, and the Data Act. And we in Europe are keeping a close eye on that, but I think that you also should be having a look at these. These are paving the way towards a more human-centric approach to personal data. Because this human-centric approach was outlined in much of the European Commission documents. Individual, personal, human, these are mentioned in that strategy document dozens of times. So while, of course, the general data protection regulation a few years ago changed a lot of the discussion worldwide, not only in Europe, it's possible that some of these further acts similarly change how the global data economy and how the global digital services market work. That's what we are looking forward to. This said, we of course keep our eyes not only in Europe, but rather worldwide. Just last weeks, we have been keeping an eye on the other side of the ocean, in the United States. seeing what is happening there with the new president-elect and what kind of policies might be coming in the US. We, of course, know that there has been some push and some laws made, for example, in California, relating to the use of personal data, relating to data privacy. And it is very interesting to see how President-elect Biden's team will shape the policies in the upcoming years. Of course, it's not something that happens overnight, but nonetheless, the tectonic plates are moving. And of course, we keep our eyes on other countries as well. We know that big things are happening in Japan, in Australia, in India, in Brazil, and many, many other countries. And of course, we are aware, although not all of us know it at a detail level, we are aware that many, many things are happening also in Korea. And that's why we appreciate this great collaboration that we have ongoing, great and increasing collaboration. That word, in fact, is one of the very fundamental key elements in the MyData Global community, collaboration. Only through collaboration, and sometimes that is collaboration between organizations who may even have competing interests. They may be competitors. Only through collaboration can we achieve the big shifts as the ones that we want to make. The big shift towards a human-centric data economy. The vision of a fair, prosperous, sustainable digital society. In fact, about a month after your conference, we are hosting the first online MyData conference, MyData 2020 online, the 5th MyData conference, international conference. The topic of this conference is radical collaboration for designing the new normal. And by this, we mean exactly that. We must be able to collaborate across borders, coming from different disciplines, coming from different countries, coming from sometimes competing positions. We must be able to collaborate for these changes to happen. We must collaborate also in the wake and in the realization after the COVID-19 crisis. Imagine how much easier responding to the pandemic would have been if we had had the data and digital collaboration mechanisms in place. We've had successes in some countries while others have been disastrous. We can and should be able to do better than that. So as you are enjoying the next days at the MyData Korea conference, I would also like to extend my invitation to come to the MyData Online 2020 conference, to also meet, greet, learn, educate, maybe even do some business with organizations from all around the world.